You can change your entire life in just 9 months at any age. I did it at 40, and I promise you could do it too if you're determined. Last year, I spent 6 hours schooling, trapped in anxiety and fear. I made one promise to myself. I would change on the first day of next year. 9 months later, everything is different. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, month by month, and how you can do it too. Determination to change. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. I felt invisible, low self-worth, unfulfilled, like my life is already over. Instead of facing my own emptiness, I was distracted to the politics because I'm a Chinese living in Taiwan. I watched the political talks every day. I favored one candidate. I donated money to him. I took my kids to many gatherings, hoping he would change the future for us. For years, I kept hoping others to change my life. First my husband, then a politician, then another man. But when the politics betrayed me, it woke me up. If I wanted change, it had to be me. And for the first time, I stopped looking outward for hope and turned inward. I began to build new habits one by one. Month 1, cut the noise, built strength. The news made me miserable. I knew it was poisoning me, but I couldn't stop. I gave myself one rule. I would cut it off on the first day of 2025. No news, no social media, no political talks on YouTube, no politics in my life, forever. The silence felt strange at first, like withdrawal, but I replaced it with something new, strength training. I bought 72 sections and promised myself I would show up every day. At first, I started on machines. Gradually, I moved to free weights. With each rep, I felt myself rebuilding. Strength training didn't just change my body, it rebuilt my resilience and my confidence. Those 72 sections became the best investment in my life because they gave me the confidence to face the greatest shame of my life in month 2. Month 2, facing shame unlocked confidence. English had always been my deepest shame in the past. It was one of my majors and I could pass exams with high scores, but I couldn't speak one sentence, even one word, with confidence. But I was determined to change. I signed up on native camp and I forced myself to face my shame. 3 hours a day, I opened my mouth and spoke. To my surprise, it wasn't painful. It was healing and therapeutic. My teachers gave me compliments I have never heard in my entire life. My mom criticized me every time I caught her. My husband criticized me when I asked for a birthday compliment. But in this small online classroom, I was seen differently.
You've come a long way. You've done an excellent job.
One teacher told me, I can't believe you are not confident. You look perfect. Maybe the meaning of our class is to help you realize how good you are. Another teacher gave me a name, Everyday Diva. It planted a seed in me, a new identity waiting to grow. I never imagined facing my shame would give me confidence. The teachers gave me something my own family never did, belief in myself. And with that confidence, I changed faster in the coming month. Month 3, wake early, gain vision. With confidence, I built 2 habits in March. Waking 5 minutes earlier and reading. One day in February, I told my teacher, I've always wanted to be a morning person, but I've failed for many years. He just said, why not wake up 5 minutes earlier tomorrow? So I did. Alarm at 6:45, no snooze. By March, I was rising before 6. For the first time in years, I had free time for myself. Another teacher told me to start reading, so I bought the book immediately. The Celestine Prophecy and the Breaking Habits of Being Yourself. One taught me to notice energy, the other showed me how to rebuild myself. It's hard to believe such small changes could ripple into my whole life. 5 minutes grow into 3 hours of focus time. Reading, meditation, walking, and writing. Reading gave me vision. It helped me to shed the old housewife identity and step into a new one, everyday diva. Even my outfit shifted from Gap to Lululemon. Looking back, weight training gave me courage. Facing shame gave me confidence. Reading gave me direction. Together, they laid the foundation of my future awakening. Month 4, quitting sugar, master focus. In April, I decided to quit refined sugar. At first, it was only about diet because I wanted weight training to show results on my body. Quitting sugar dropped my body fat from 28% to 20%. But 2 months later, I ate 2 pieces of cake. Then I realized quitting sugar is not only about diet. Because I used to get up before 5, but the very next day, I couldn't get up until 8. I opened the book, but I can't focus. I even went to the kitchen many times to find different kinds of foods. My willpower, my motivation, even my focus gone. That's when I realized saying no to sugar wasn't just about body fat. It was training me to say no to distractions, to cravings, and to comfort seeking. What seemed like a simple dietary choice has become a master lesson in self-mastery and focus. And there was another unexpected gift. Quitting sugar sharpened my sensitivity and my self-awareness. I became more attuned to subtle energy dynamics, a skill that would change everything in the coming month. Month 5, morning walk, listen to my inner voice. With a heightened sensitivity, I began to notice the strong, uplifting energy after sunrise. The Celestine prophecy taught me, the more you appreciate something, the more energy you will get from it. So I started to appreciate everything. The trees, the flowers, the sky, the rainbow, the quiet morning, and even myself. And those appreciations gave me enormous energy to finally face the negative emotions I've accumulated for so many years. One day I took off my AirPod and simply walked. Without music, without distraction, I was finally truly with myself. All the emotions I numbed for years came rushing back. To my surprise, with the help of the high energy in the morning, my perspective shifted. I started to see every mistake, every failure, and every betrayal was a lesson in disguise. After 3 months of morning walk, I felt lighter and I smiled more. My old friends, the cringe moments, never visited me again. I fell in love with nature and I fell in love with myself. And facing myself in the stillness of the morning led me to discover the biggest truth in my life, my marriage. Month 6, facing truth, cutting draining relationships. By this time, I had changed so much. Other moms told me my transformation gave them pressure, and my son's teacher even joked, "You look like 14 when I told him I was 40. I smiled on the outside, but at home, it was different. When my husband asked me what kinds of gift I wanted for my birthday, I told him I don't need anything. I just want you to learn to compliment me. Instead of kindness, he criticized me for such requests and ignored me for 2 days. In that silence, I realized I longed to be seen, but he refused to see me. From the outside, my marriage looked perfect, but inside, I was deeply alone. Asking for a divorce means starting over from zero. At first, I thought it meant losing everything, but what I really lost is the greatest energy leak of my life. And from zero, I unlocked the hidden power of my own. Month 7, began writing daily, found clarity. Since January, I had seen a man in the gym because there are only 2 of us around 6:30. For months, he asked me for coffee. At the end of May, I finally said yes because he was planning to leave soon. During that coffee, he looked at me and asked, "Are you happy?" I told him, "What do you think?" And he said, "You're positive. You should shine like the sun, but something is dragging you down." For the first time, I felt truly seen. Just 15 hours, my husband had rejected my request for compliment, and it unlocked emotions I had buried for years. Not long after, I found a ballpoint pen in the bathroom at my son's musical class. It felt like a sign, so I picked it up and started to write. I poured every emotion onto the page. To my surprise, writing healed me. The more I wrote, the more clarity I gained. Daily writing became my lifeline. It released my emotion, guided me to growth, and rewired my brain and mind. That was the moment I began to awaken. Month 8 opened my heart, powered by love. For years, I avoided talking with another man since I was married. but finally I broke free from the cage I built for myself. At Starbucks during our second coffee, we sat side by side. He just gazed at me. He didn't speak, he just smiled. In that silence, something shifted. No words was needed. I saw love in his eyes, and for the first time, I allowed myself to feel it. After our third coffee, he left, and I gave him a book, Total Freedom. He encouraged me. You've already had everything you need to change. I missed him. I missed the moment I was truly seen. But I channeled that missing into growth. He was a mirror. Through him, I saw myself. I had everything I needed all along, but I've always waited for others to save me. And in that waiting, I've got my own power. His living was greater than his love because it saved me from another mistake. The mistake of hoping to be rescued by another man. Now I have the clarity. I have the power to create my own freedom. And it's the only way. Months 9 started making YouTube videos, living in love, truth, and service. Love is now my default mode. On my birthday at 5:25 a.m., I saw a rainbow. Just 1 minute after I whispered to the sky, Creator, if you really love me, show me a sign. And then I saw the rainbow. Since then, I felt love every time I look at the sky. He once told me, your smile shines like the sun. Having walked through the darkness, now I wanted to be the sun, to bring light and warmth to those who are still searching. Finally, I turned my personal awakening into a public journey. No mask, no hiding, no pretending. The pen I picked up in the bathroom was more than ink. It was a call for me to write my truth. The mirror he once held before me showed me who I really was. And now I hold the mirror for others. Through my words, my videos, and my story, my transformation became the message to show others it's possible to transform at any age. I wasted so much time waiting for others to save me, but no one can save you, only you can. If I can transform my life in 9 months from loneliness, no self-worth, shame, to confidence, clarity, and love, then you can too. Don't waste your life. Start now. Even one small step today can begin the butterfly effect. At 40, I was reborn, and you can be too. Thanks for watching. Comment below with what you are ready to change.